So glad you're here. I imagine you're here because something on this bubble story seems a bit off. Let me help break it down. This bubble says, in an Oklahoma school, my teacher once told me my name was too hard to pronounce and decided to call me something easier. My name is Efrain. I felt like I lost part of my identity. This story isn't just about a name. It's about power, specifically the power to erase. When Efrain's teacher chose not to learn his name and instead renamed him something easier, that moment didn't just mark a lazy misstep. It was a small act of domination, rooted in a much larger system. A system where whiteness is positioned as the norm, and everything else, accents, pronunciations, cultural names, is marked as extra, difficult, or less than. Let's be clear. Names carry ancestral memory, cultural lineage, and personal dignity. When someone renames Efrain to make it easier for their tongue, they're not just simplifying, they're declaring that his identity must conform to their comfort. That's colonization at the micro level. And it's not just about one teacher in Oklahoma. It's about what the system of whiteness teaches all of us, especially white educators in white centered institutions, that their way of speaking is the default, that mispronouncing someone's name isn't violence, it's quirky or harmless, that assimilation is helpful rather than harmful. But let's talk about what really happened. That teacher committed epistemic erasure, a term that means silencing or invalidating someone's identity because it doesn't fit dominant norms. Efrain didn't just feel like he lost part of his identity, he did lose part of it because someone in power took it from him. And if you're feeling a bit uncomfortable right now, if you're remembering a time you laughed off a name you didn't understand, or shortened someone's name without asking, that discomfort isn't a flaw. It's not guilt. It's a signal that you're unlearning what this system conditioned you to believe, not cognitive dissonance. That's a colonial psychological term that keeps everything framed as individual confusion. This is implicit conditioning, a systemic, neurological, and cultural training designed to protect dominance by making white comfort feel like common sense and everyone else's identity feel like inconvenience. So, what now? Here's the liberatory praxis: honor the full name, learn it, say it, practice it until it feels like the respect it is. Intervene when you witness renaming or mocking, in classrooms, in HR meetings, at the Starbucks counter. Say something. Reflect on your own name. How has it been treated? How have you treated others? Whiteness may have disconnected you from your own ancestry too. Reclaiming begins with reckoning. Efrain deserved more. All of us do. You weren't just born into a world where this just happens. You were conditioned to see it as normal. Now you know. And knowing is power, not just for awareness, but for action. When you're ready, there's more to uncover. Each bubble is a crack in the surface of the system, and you're doing the work by being here. Let's keep going.